I would acknowledge the fact that I don't think we're quite at the level we can be at, and we still got some improvement to go. And if we can max out on that, if we can improve a little bit, then I think we're for sure one of the favorites to win.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering VCT EMEA Stage 1. I'm here accompanied by Minnie, the assistant coach for Fnatic. We're coming off of a Grand Finals win over Team Heretics to become champions of the region and as the number 1 seed heading into Master Shanghai. So, Minnie, really appreciate you taking the time, and like I said before, congrats on being a champion. Great
Thank
feeling
you.
for you, but you also told me a little bit a while ago you feel sick, but still, how are you feeling? How are you taking in this result?
It's a good one. It's a strange one because obviously, like last year, this would have been like just expectation. But this year we started off a bit slower. So I think it means a little bit more for the team. And I think it's a more important victory. Like obviously last year with the EMEA domestic league, we didn't finish first. We came second, and quite honestly, we didn't really care too much. But I think that it means a lot more this year for the confidence.
For sure, and it is a result of a series that, I mean, in a way, it's basically as expected for this year's Fnatic squad. You know, falling behind at first, and then starting that comeback, and then ultimately coming out on top. I mean, just gotta ask you the obvious first off. I mean, what went wrong in map 1 and 2?
Map one's a map that we haven't played in an official ever, so I think we did well despite never really playing it too much. Map two, I think there was a lot of sloppiness, to be quite honest, on map two. Bind, it was bind, right? Very close map, but just key moments just were a bit out of sync. And luckily in the other maps we were a bit more in sync. But we still got a little bit of that out of syncness to kind of fix for Shanghai for sure. There's sometimes where we're not playing at our best and we're having to make ridiculous comebacks all the time.
Yeah, and going a little bit before that, you know, Sunset, you know, as you said, first time ever playing that map. What was the team's approach in just in trying to get that done, playing in that map, and just having to first off, um, have any sort of takeaways from this first kind of encounter?
Um, I'm not too sure how much I want to say about what the plan was for Sunset, to be quite honest. So yeah, I'm gonna plead the fifth because I'm not the head coach anymore, so I can't control the narrative about what we were doing.
All right, I understand that.
But I would say overall, like it's quite obvious that we were having a bit of fun. You know, we were having a bit of fun. Chronicle's playing Omen, Jake's playing Sova. He's learning some shock darts and throwing out some bad recons. So, yeah.
I understand that. Maps 3, 4, and 5. Then, when do you start seeing that Fnatic was going to go on this another signature comebacks? You know, when did that started taking shape?
Uh, I think it's just always there. Like it's always there. We know how good we are and how good we can play. And most of the time when we're not winning, it's because we're messing up most of the time. Like I think there's very few teams in the world who can force us to lose. I think quite often when we lose or are behind, we're making mistakes or too many mistakes that we don't expect. We expect better from ourselves, you know. So um, it's never off the tables, you know, because we don't expect to lose.
Mhm. There was a moment uh, uh, before the start of the series in which Leo was not feeling well or is not feeling well even after this series, and I believe you said in the tweet that maybe you were going to replace him for the series. I mean, how close was that, if any, or was that actually going to happen?
Yeah. So during fourth map, he went off stage for a medical emergency. And at that point, it was kind of joked that maybe I have to play, but then he came off again, and it was a bit more serious, and we I was basically told that I might have to play. And then during Breeze, just before Breeze, he went to the toilet and he had to make the decision whether he was going to play or not. We just knew that if we told him he couldn't play, that it would be he wouldn't he wouldn't have reacted very well to that, and I think he needed to just get through it himself. But I was ready. I was ready to play. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to play in the end. Like I was ready, and I'm not. I don't think I would have been too crap, but I don't think we would have won, to be honest. The guy went 17-2 when he was almost passing out every single round. So priority now is to get him fit and healthy for Shanghai. I think that 5 days in a row, you know, it can be hard on people. I don't think people quite understand the work that goes on. You know, we're here today for like at the studio for X amount of hours, sometimes like 9 hours, and then when we go home, it's not like we just instantly get to chill out and even going to sleep. Sometimes it can be quite hard with the adrenaline and stuff. So especially I know players must feel a certain way, and I know coaches feel a certain way, and it's just tough sometimes. And I think today it was just a bit of exhaustion, to be honest. Yeah.
It speaks of the team's resilience and endurance to just continue to go at it, continue to perform, and continue to perform well through playoffs, through regular season, and now with the title at hand. And
Could I just add one thing as well? Like I think I don't want to make it seem like the guy was just tired and that was it. Like the whole team isn't feeling great right now. We're all a bit sick. Like I'm not. I don't know if you can hear my sniffly, but we're all a bit sick, and we have to play 5 days in a row, and that combination just it's a bit of a disaster sometimes. There's nothing really that can be done about it. Yeah, like I don't want some fucking discussion about, Riot needs to change the format because people are getting sick and stuff. It's just how it is. But yeah, I think that we're doing all we can, and the org's doing all it can to kind of keep the players healthy. Like we have Ryan, our performance coach, has been with us quite a lot, making sure that all the boys are eating, sleeping right, and all that stuff. It's just we all got sick, and then playing 5 days in a row when you're sick again. Yeah, because I know that's a very delicate kind of subject. We saw it last year when I stepped down as assistant. People talking about burnout and stuff, and I'm a bit worried that I don't want to give off the wrong vibe about what happened. He's sick, and we've been working hard.
Yeah, and you sort of touched upon a little bit, just now about you going over to the assistant coach role, leaving that position for Elma Putty, and I just want to know how that kind of transition has been going for you. Of course, today, feeling sick, not really ideal, but still, just sort of focusing on the entire year so far. How have you kind of transitioned from your past role to this role, and how have you kind of seen Elma Putty's coaching of the team compared to how you were doing it?
Um, so I saw my role because I have a very different role than most assistant coaches at the beginning, because obviously I've been with the team for a long time. I've been with the team exclusively. I've seen this team. We've performed very well, and so a lot of what I was trying to do at the beginning was to try to make sure that because a lot of how we worked before is me and Boaster, and I'm not able to put in the same amount of work as I could last year. So I'm not going to be the person who should be kind of leading that, and it should be now Elma and Boaster. And so at the start, I was kind of trying to make sure that Chris understood everything that was happening and understand the players and the structure that we had before, and anything that he wanted to change, giving him insights into how it all worked. And then just trying to make sure that him and Jake were doing things together, I guess. Because I think Bosa's never worked with a different coach before, so he doesn't. There's almost like things that like he doesn't know sometimes what happens. So I was just trying to make sure that Alma was in the best position possible to succeed and support him as well as I could. The plan was for me to work from home, but and then join the international events, but we were kind of struggling a little bit. So Colin, our manager, thought it might be good for me to come in and help the team out. I don't want to take too much credit for that, because it's not like I come in and just there's magic and I'm just some genius. You know, it's just I think there's a few factors. I think the boys are already good. The team's already good. I think slowly we're getting there together. And also Ryan, our performance coach, has been with us a lot more because he's been split between League of Legends and Valorant, and now he's been able to work with us for the past few weeks. He's been really good at, especially with Leo, to be quite honest, and even today was very very useful. So yeah, I think it just feels like it's coming together a little bit, you know.
I want to ask you one more question. I'll make it real quick before, since
Sure.
I'm kind of already out of time. More so now, expectations. Now first seed as of EMEA, under your pockets, and just what are your expectations for this team as you guys now return to the international stage, step foot, and just face off against the rest of the other teams?
I mean, our expectation is to always win the trophy, so that's going to be the goal. Um, I wanted to, I wanted continuing this year. That was my personal goal. I wanted to add at least another one to the collection. Hopefully it's champs, but if we can add another one before then, it'll be good. Um, I would acknowledge the fact that I don't think we're quite at the level we can be at, and we still got some improvement to go. And if we can max out on that, if we can improve a little bit, then I think we're sure one of the favorites to win.
For sure, and I gotta give my congrats to you once again for winning the trophy, winning stage one, and just doing it despite not feeling well. And also for the rest of the team. Manny, thank you so much for taking the time doing this interview. Congrats for the third time, and best of luck for you in China.
Thank you very much.